Hey Pam, how you going?
Great, Nadia. And you?
Wonderful, thanks. Pam, today I wanted to talk to you about cultivating happiness. And I understand that there's a number of steps to the process. But a question I have is what, I know we're meant to clean up the past, work on, all of the memories, the emotions that come up around those. But what happens if you've got an issue that you've been working on? Um, with practitioners, by yourself, tapping in the moment, and it just seems like it just keeps coming back or an aspect keeps coming back. What do you suggest that we as practitioners can do about that?
Well, part of the cultivating happiness is that we do need to clean up our past, and we need to go back and find out what it is that the main primary imprint, the big stuff that we know is holding us back. But the other part of it is we can actually stop and we can go back, and it took us 40, 50 years or whatever to put all them programming, conditioning, all the memories, the resources in there, so we could spend a lot of time going back and clearing it up. So one of the first steps is can you give me an example of something that may keep showing up? And that way we can work within that example of how I believe we need to address our list. So have you
Yep.
got
So,
something in particular?
yep. So say you've had a relationship issue that, you've been with a person, you've got a long history with them, and there just seems to be so much stuff, so many memories, so many things to work on. And, because you are close to this person, you're getting triggered often, and you may be having sessions, but, and certainly I'm sure the sessions are working, but what would you do with an issue that just seems so close and so big?
Okay, so is the issue that you're being triggered all the time, or is there something specific in the relationship that you are wanting and not
Um,
receiving?
Possibly, yeah, probably a bit of both. And oh, I had a really good thought, then I've lost it. I think, it's probably also, you tap on the overwhelm and all of the things that are coming up, but are you getting to the other stuff that's deeper underneath the deeper programs? What
Okay,
do you think?
so what I get people to do, if they're and the best way to find this is to find out what to work on and
Yep.
how to work on it, rather than tracking back and finding what references, what memories, what resources you could have in in your past. We're looking at what is it we really want to be achieving. What is the intention? What are we wanting to achieve? So now I'll bring it back to me, because I'll think of something. So I'm out there dating, okay,
Yep.
and I want a relationship. So I want to bring this wonderful, amazing, talented man into my life. So then I start thinking about, well, what does that really mean? That means I'll be in a committed relationship. It means that I'll have to integrate into someone else's life. It means that there'll be changes and shifts that I have to make that I'm not used to making, that when we've been on our own for a while, we're not used to compromising and making the changes. So then what I do is I start to really step into, okay, I'm in a relationship now and I'm making compromises, and they're not picking up after themselves, or they're leaving things where I don't want, whatever it would be that would upset me, and I get into that feeling now.
Right.
Then as I do that, there would be references from my past that show up, and I could do that as well. So I'm imagining what it could be like, and then references from the past is showing up. And
Um,
they're the references that you need to clean up right now, because
yeah.
they've come up as you think about moving forward.
Yeah. So
So
essentially,
rather than, sorry.
Oh, so I was just going to say, essentially, you're saying you're cleaning up what's blocking you from accessing what it is you do want in the future.
But right now.
Yep.
So if I wasn't actually serious about looking for a relationship right now, I wouldn't be cleaning that up. That's not important to me now. So it's a way of prioritizing the ones in our past that we actually need to clean up. Because it's like, okay, I want to step forward in this now. Now let's say it's weight loss. Okay, so I want to lose some weight. So if I'm here and I want to lose some weight, that means want to be exercising, I want to be eating healthier, I want to be looking after myself. So what I do is, once again, I think of all the things that I need to do to take that step forward that I need to take. It's really about what is it we want, that intention of what we want.
Yeah.
And as we focus on that, once again, oh, but I can't be bothered getting out of bed, you know, I did that then and it did whatever. You know, all of them things in the past, the references that we need to work on will show up. Now, when you mentioned it, you said you've had sessions with practitioners and you've tapped on it yourself, and I would define what is it you really are wanting.
Right,
really define what you want.
That's a really good point, because I think you spend so much time focused on the don't wants and very little time on the do wants, and it's literally changing your perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And see, what I noticed for me, and this was really significant for me a couple of years back, is I wanted to get videos out there. I wanted a YouTube channel. I wanted to be doing talks, and I was fearful for a whole heap of reasons. So what happens is I was really, really committed to clearing it. So I was booking in with a practice. I had a 2-hour session every single week.
Right.
Every single week with 2 different really highly qualified practitioners that I absolutely love their work. Their work, and they're brilliant practitioners. And each week I would go through this 2-hour session and different things would come up. What I believed I was doing was I was using the tapping and clearing out my peace list as just another excuse to not be moving forward.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I did hours and hours of tapping. Now, did it help me? Absolutely. We always clear stuff, and I guarantee you it did help me. Did it make me move forward? Did it clear the things that I really needed to be clearing? No, it didn't. It cleared out a lot of stuff, but it did not clear what I really wanted to be achieving.
So is this where Robert refers to who will you be in 1, 3, 5 years? Is this what he's talking about?
Well, it's not even that far, but yes, it is. But it's not even. It's just the what is it you want?
Yeah.
You know, step into what you want and start from what you want. Imagine yourself, and then it's sort of who will you be, and then it's who will you be in 10 years' time. Yep. But the first step is what do you want? You know, what is it you want? And then from that, imagine having that and see what comes up from your past about that.
Yeah, and I noticed Sorry, I was going to say, I noticed in the Art of Change, one of the questions is, what is your desired outcome? So we're already asking it in the Art of Change, but it's taking it that step further and seeing what's blocking you from getting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the really easy way to find out what's blocking you is just start getting out there and doing it. Whatever you don't want to be doing. Whatever you don't want to be doing, whether it's relationship, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your work, whether it's, you know, your fitness, your whatever it is. If it's writing emails, if it's you know, setting up your business name, just start doing it, and that's where you will find all the resistance.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
that's where you start tapping.
Wow, that's an amazing explanation of it. Because I think sometimes we get so caught up in everything else, we just don't ask that one simple question, which is, what do I really want?
Yeah, yeah. And when a client comes to see me, as you know, I only work in packages, so right up front, it's like, what is your intention for the package you have brought with me?
Okay.
What do you want to be doing? And throughout it, that is my guide. Okay, so now you're out there doing that. How does that feel?
Okay.
So throughout the package, I just kept checking in. This is what they want to be doing. And I think for me personally, before I started doing it this way, my intention was to clean out their piece list.
Yeah. Yep.
But they don't come to see you to clean out their piece list. They have a set intention in their mind what they want to be doing. So if you're not in alignment with your client and you're going, well, I want to clean out their piece list, and they're going, well, I want to, you know, make $1 million or whatever.
Yeah.
When they're finished working with you, they're not making their $1 million. They might have cleaned out a lot of their piece list, but it might have had nothing to do with actually getting out there and making the $1 million. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. And I know I'm, you know, one of those people that's like, do the piece list, but let's not lose sight of what the overall goal is for that person.
Yeah. And I'll just finish up on a little bit of what I noticed is when I was doing all of them sessions, when I was booking in week after, and it was hundreds of hours, by the way, I got to the point where I said, we say that we are more skillful than psychologists and psychiatrists. If I felt that my client had to go through as many hours as I did when I was already quite a functioning human being when I started doing it, I don't want to be doing this work.
Yeah.
That's how serious it got for me. It's like, if I really think I have to tell clients that they need to do all of that work just to be moving forward, I don't want to do this work. But now that I've shifted my focus and the clients that I'm working with, I go through the steps with them and make them accountable and all that. It's just been phenomenal. Because number one, I'm taking off. Yep. You know, I'm doing videos. I'm got my own channel. I'm doing all the talks. I'm creating the videos. My business mind is expanding like just phenomenal. You know, and all these and you know, I'm out there dating and I'm losing weight and I'm, you know, like everything is happening because so I'm tapping it.
You are constantly applying this to your life.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%. And to all of my, in the last 6 months, probably for a year, I was just applying it to me, maybe a little bit, no, probably a year. But in the last 6 months, because it was working so wonderfully for me, I'm now starting to implement it and work it with clients and talk about it. And there's really 4 steps, you know, I talk about, and maybe we can talk about the second step in cultivating, because, you know, the first is that, but then there's other steps as well that I believe have made such a significant change in my life, but also the clients and even the practitioners that I'm sharing it with, and the way they're then working with their clients. It's, you know, and I mean, we're all different and we all will approach it a different way, and that's fine too. But I share it, and if it works for some people, they can adopt it, and if not, they can just keep doing what they're doing.
Oh, well, I just found it so clear the way you explained it, and I'd love to do another video where we talk about the second step in cultivating happiness. That'd be awesome.
Excellent. I look forward to talking to you another time, Nadia.
You too. See ya.
Bye.